Hello, YouTube newsletter and Survival Group subscribers. This is Terrell from Terrell03.com. Today is May the 5th, 2020, and this is a big report. This is what I've been worrying and concerned about. And Marv, again, appreciate you sending this in, Marv. It was posted about 6 hours ago. Mutant coronavirus has emerged even more contagious than the original, the study says. And the concerning part for me is that this has been around. Let me pull the mic away just a little bit. That this has been around since the middle of March, and they're just now identifying it. This is really concerning. It has me a little bit shook. I highlighted the things that I wanted to share with you down here in bold. Research has been largely based on genetic sequence of earlier strains and might not be effective against the new one. That's what I was warning you about. The vaccine dream is never going to happen. It's never going to come true. They're going to be chasing this thing and chasing this thing. The bug that you're dealing with on the East Coast, the one that went through Italy, you notice how Italy things got worse than other places. Whenever we were tracking this through February and then March. And they had to lock the northern part down. They had to lock the whole place down. It was like the first lockdown country outside of China. They identified the new strain of the coronavirus to become dominant worldwide. Appears to be more contagious than the versions that spread in the earlier days of COVID-19, according to the study. New strain appeared in February in Europe. It migrated quickly to the East Coast of the United States. That's why New York's getting pounded harder. It's not just because of population density. It's because they've been dealing with this more. This strain is even more transmissible than the original strain. The new strain's dominance over its predecessors demonstrates that it is more infectious, according to the report. Though they don't exactly know why yet. There's so many unknowns that's going on with the professionals in the medical community, the thing that they're dealing with. The thing to realize is what I said early on, whenever this started, is this biological weapon was geared and designed to mutate. They're going to talk about a vaccine. They're never going to be able to have a vaccine for the thing. Because if you're keeping up with what's being said so far, the novel virus, which is the Herald strain, in my view, is being displaced by this second strain, which there are a lot more than just two. There's more than 40 that are out there. These are the two dominant ones that they've identified. The team assisted the scientists at Duke University in England identified 14 mutations. Then the link will be posted below so you guys can read the whole article. When viruses with this mutation enter the population, they rapidly begin to take over the local epidemic. Thus, they are more transmissible. Well, that's a conclusion just based purely on observation. Of course, it's more transmissible. That's why it's becoming dominant. The H1N1 flu back in 2009 and 10 took over the regular flu that comes out of China every year. It just took it over. The chances are that everybody that you see, including yourself, has the H1N1 inside of you right now, the first half of that biological weapon that they sent on us. Italy was one of the first countries to see the new virus in the last week of February, almost at the same time the original strain appeared. Washington was among the first states to get hit with the original strain in February, but March 15th, the mutated strain dominated. New York was hit by the original virus around March 15th, but within days, the mutant strain took over. Scientists at major organizations working on a vaccine or drugs have told the Times that they are pinning their hopes on initial evidence that the virus is stable and not likely to mutate. That's exactly the truth is exactly the opposite of what they're hoping for. In other words, they're hoping that their job will be easy, and it's not going to be easy. The way the influenza virus does, requiring a new vaccine every year, this report could upend that assumption. Well, it's merely an assumption, and it's definitely going to be upended. If the pandemic fails to wane seasonally as the weather warms, which means if they decide not to turn it off, then the study warns the virus could undergo further mutations even as research organizations prepare the first medical treatments and vaccines. So hearing all these reports, They're trying to build up your hopes that they have vaccine, and the bug is going to mutate around anything that they do. That's what it was designed to do. Although the researchers don't yet know the details about how the mutated spikes behaves inside the body, isn't that worrying that they don't know? It's clearly doing something that gives evolutionary advantage over its predecessors, fueling its rapid spread. This is evolution. The bug is evolving around anything that we do. If you go right, it's going to go left. The D614G is increasing in frequency at an alarming rate, indicating a fitness advantage relative to the original strain. That is the way that the mutation works. If this thing mutated to become less dominant, we wouldn't be hearing about it, because the original novel strain, the Herald strain that they sent out, that would just be the dominant one. Medical experts have speculated in recent weeks that they were seeing at least 2 strains of the virus in the U.S., one prevalent from the East Coast, another from the West Coast. It's possible the mutation changes the spike in some way that helps the virus evade the immune system. And the people that seem to be on the lead on this are the ones that are HIV, the people that have the HIV experience, because this thing, whenever they boil everything down, then there's going to be a connection between that bug and the bug that we're dealing with right now. So the key as far as your threat assessment is that exactly what I've been telling you all along. We've got this figured out. And where you need something natural, we need something that this bug cannot evolve around. It reminds me of neem oil for scabies. If you know what scabies is, neem oil. It only takes a couple of drops in a gallon of water to be an insecticide, neem oil. And the scabies bug, thousands, millions of years, cannot evolve around it. That's the same type of deal that you have with your nanosilver. But you do not have to be a subscriber to purchase. There are some things that I need to remind you about right now from looking at the emails. Look at the pattern. You need to remember we have to read all the instructions. If you get a notification email from me, you have to read all the instructions and follow the instructions. Keep the nanosilver in your mouth as long. Whenever I get up in the morning, it's the first thing that I do. Is I keep it in the medicine cabinet inside of it's like a giant cylinder. So it's in the dark, and it's in a dark green bottle. I take it out, and I just take myself and I keep it in my mouth. I just walk around the house with it in my mouth. It's an efficiency thing. I want all the nanosilver in my system that I can get in my system. If you're just taking your teaspoon and you're swallowing it, you're not going to get the advantage. That's exactly what the instructions say. So be careful that you do that. Any light's going to degrade. Photons degrade your nanosilver. Yeah, we're in Arkansas, and we have a lot of gun shooting around here. So store it in a dark place at room temperature. If you mix it right, you store it right, then it could be there for 20 years. Of course, we don't have 20 years. Then those of you that whenever you purchase my subscribers, understand where to write me. Those of you that are not subscribers, then you get confused. You do not write me at the website. That is for non-supporters of the research. People write me from all over the world there, and I get there as time permit, as I can get there. Sometimes I don't get there for 2 or 3 days, as some of you guys are figuring out. Whenever you receive the email from me, write me back to the same email address, the 03 email address. That's where you should be writing me to get the best service possible. I'm here to help you. I want to help you, but if you write me at the wrong email address, if you do not follow the instructions, then it's kind of a tough love thing. But I really want to get, because if I get 100, 200 emails at the 03 email address, then I'm there all day long. I cannot get over to help the non-supporters to the research. Okay? And always follow the instructions and never add components to your nanosilver before, during, or after the mixing process. You're not going to mix your sodium borate with it. You're not going to mix apple cider vinegar with it. You're not going to mix other things with it. You're going to create impurities in your. That's the reason that we use distilled water. As soon as you put something else in it, even regular water is going to interrupt the process. Okay, it's 26 steps to make. It's a lot of steps to dilute. and then bottle it, and we do it in dark shade so that it doesn't degrade. And you need to follow the same rules that we do and in the lab. Okay, so make sure you read your instructions carefully and you follow all the instructions. Never add anything to before, during, or after your nanosilver. Keep it separate from everything else. Okay, it kind of spooks me. You guys are spooking me, some of you. It's very important that you read the instructions, whether it's putting a Tonka truck together or any instructions you get with anything. You need to read them all and follow them all, particularly whenever you are going to put the thing in your body. So consult your healthcare professionals, do your research. What is it? Google it. Research on it. Know what it is. Okay, the whole world's going nano. You should realize that. And this is going to get in the nooks and crannies, and it's going to build your immune system. That's what we want. You want to have the strongest immune system possible. Okay, natural antibacterial, natural antifungal has many, many uses, and you need to know what those uses are. So do your own research. I'm a researcher. I'm not a doctor. Consult your doctor. Okay, there are no guarantees or anything like that. I want to be careful about making false claims or anything like that. This is made available to you because it's the best thing that's out there as a natural antiviral. That's what it is. Okay, and it's natural, and so this is the direction we're going to go over anything that's pharmaceutical, anything that's man-made, right? That they're going to come up with. This is a natural solution that a lot of people use for a lot of different things, and this is what's recommended for neutralizing this threat for members of my survival group program, newsletter subscribers. This is what we recommend. Always read the instructions and always follow those instructions. Get more information right here at the website. Appreciate your support. You can read the full article clicking the link down below. And I'll see you in the next Black Star COVID-19 report.